Joined by Scott Brooks, Wizards head coach. They open the season in Dallas tomorrow night. You touched on the fact that Troy Brown is dealing with a calf injury. I'm looking at the depth chart. A lot of red next to some of the players' names. Browns, Isaiah Thomas, we know he's out, as is Mahimi and C.J. Miles day-to-day as well. So you got some injuries heading into the season, too.
Yeah, I mean, the big one is John. I mean, John's out,
obviously.
but he's working every day. That's the obvious one. But, yeah, we've had some, tough luck early on. But with that being said, it gave other guys opportunities. I mean, Bonga has had an opportunity to start in quite a bit of exhibition games and played well. He's been doing well in practice. These guys are all going to come back. It's a matter of when. They're all going to come back soon. I don't know exactly what day, but they're all progressing in the right direction. They've all participated in some parts of practice yesterday. So when we get our team whole, I think we're going to be pretty good. And we got some really interesting players. We got some really good high-level shooters. C.J. Miles and Bertans is high level. I mean, those guys are knockdown career three-point shooters that, we can really, when we become, Brad is out on the floor and they have to guard him. Then we got these bookend three-point shooters on the end. TB is all of a sudden become a really good three-point shooter. So we got some skills on the offensive end. We got to obviously play the defensive end to win games, but I like our chances. We're going to compete every night.
Does Coach Scott Brooks feel like he's on the hot seat? Does he feel monumental pressure because at Monumental Sports, the Caps win, the Mystics win? You're next.
All right. I love it. I mean, I love the fact. I mean, the Mystics, I'll tell you what, I enjoyed their success. Coach has done a great job of building their team, and they play such a basketball hard. They're one of the best passing teams I've seen. I've played pickup games with them, last winter, and the things they don't get credit for, they're tough. I mean, I've been hit by a lot of bullies on the court, but some of those girls, man, they hit you hard on these screens, and they kind of like look at you and like, are you really serious? You're going to complain about that screen? But I'll tell you what, they play hard, and Deladon is the best player in the world, and KT, love having her on my staff, and following her success was great.
Who else are in those pickup games? So it's Mystics players, Coach Scott Brooks, former NBA player. Who else is on the court?
And all of us bad coaches. We video guys, assistant coaches. It's pretty strange coaches. We try to mix it up, and I love to play. I love the game. I can't stop playing. I love to play. I play as much as I can. I'm really good if our team plays a zone. I can really do that well.
But I'm sure you're still a knockdown shooter. Like you're talking about Bertans and C.J. Miles. Let's say they're 100 threes. So Bertans, we looked at career percentages like 42%, but that's in games. I'm sure probably without defenders, he probably knocks down 80, 85. What is Scott Brooks knocking down threes? 100.
100 threes, uncontested. Oh, man, in the 70s.
That's strong. That's so sick.
I would say in the 70s. I would think in the high 80s when I was in my prime. But we have this machine that just tracks all of our shots in our practice facility. I just looked at it this morning, and you just punch in a player, and it tracks every single shot. It's face recognition, so they tracks every single shot of the week. And we've had some three-point shooters that are in the some change percent of every three. I'm saying in a scrimmage and just warming up before the practice, after practice. So it's pretty incredible.
Can he create his own shot, though? Is he reliant on being set up? Can he create his own?
No, I mean, he needs guys to help him. But one thing he does, he's a smart shooter. He finds openings, and he doesn't need a lot of room. I mean, he's 6'10". He has a high release and a quick release, and you'll see shots you're like, okay, that's a bad shot. I've seen him make so many of those shots that I'm like, okay, that's not a bad shot. Any shot he shoots has a very high percentage of going in.
Coach, what about Admiral Schofield? We had him on the show shortly after you guys drafted him. So impressed with his maturity and, and then just watching the film of him. Is he going to have a chance to contribute any this year?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's like a lot of the younger players. He's going to take some time, but I like what he's done in training camp. I like what he's done in exhibition games, and we have some injured players at his position, so he's going to get some opportunities probably early. Don't know how many minutes because it's just hard to play everyone. But one thing that I love that we have is such a building. We got the Mystics, the Go-Go's, and ourselves, and he's going to have opportunities to practice and play with the Go-Go and get minutes. But to teach a lot of the young players, it's just not game minutes. It's about how to be a pro, how to watch a bit of rest at night, weights and conditioning. But I think he has the right mindset to be a really good player in this league.
Talking to Coach Scott Brooks, head coach of the Washington Wizards. They open up tomorrow night in Dallas against the Mavericks. All right, Coach Brooks, rapid fire. I want you to answer a couple preseason prediction-like questions. Look, no big deal, but the Western Conference is loaded, right? You've got the Lakers with LeBron and Anthony Davis. You've got the Clippers now with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. The Rockets got your former guy, Russell Westbrook, joining James Harden.
And that's the home opener, too, for the Wiz. The Rockets in town in a few days.
Utah is going to be really good. They added old Bobo Drano. The Nuggets are really good. The Blazers are really good.
Nuggets.
Who's the best team in the Western Conference? Who's going to be the Western Conference Finals representative? You got to pick one.
I mean, it's gonna be tough to beat the Lakers. I just looking at their talent. LeBron and AD, they're top 2-3 players in the league.
All right, who's your MVP of the league this year? Last year it went to Giannis.
Oh man, I mean he's one of those guys that he can have it every year, and LeBron's going to have it every year opportunity. I think. Man, that's a tough one, but LeBron is, to me, he's one of the best players ever, but he's still up there with the best players in the league.